So in the last video, I was telling you guys I got accepted into design school in Berlin, and we're going to move there in the fall. And so now I wanted to show you guys how I got into the school, what my thought process was as I did my portfolio and my portfolio itself. So when I started with my portfolio, I read a lot and I prepared myself. I read that it's really important to start working on it about a year in advance. I didn't have quite a year, so I worked on it for about 8 months, which was enough time for me. And I came in with these two folders, which were in my leather bag, and he came in, the two men who were interviewing me, and they were confused. They thought I forgot my portfolio. And I said, no, I've got everything I need. And so he came in, I got this out of my bags and presented this. And I started with this folder. And I just showed the main information about myself, my criteria, and my history. And then here, I had some stuff about the school so that I could show I was prepared. I knew about the school. I've been reading about it. I could answer any questions or say why I wanted to study at the school, etc. And then the second one, sorry, I got something in my throat the whole time. And the second one is something I just bought at like a dollar store, and it just says portfolio or Bewerbung in German, and super simple. I knew that I wanted to keep everything simple because many people come in there with these massive old school portfolios like they had, they've been doing for years, and I wanted to stand out a little bit, but I didn't want to be cheesy. So I decided to do everything simple. I talked to some graphic designers, and my dad gave me the idea about printing out a book. So that's the first thing you see when you open it. We'll get back to that in just a sec. The other thing that I put out on the table, super simple, just print on some good thick paper, and it says videos printed on there, and I had an SD card that was taped on there. Of course, that SD card is in my camera right now, and it had 2 videos on it, which will be one will be posted under the video as a link, and the other one is the intro video to my vlog, what you guys saw at the beginning of this video. And then the next page is just it was just my website, www.vivastudios.com. So I wanted that to come throughout everything that I was doing. This whole Viva Studios, Wind and Water Studios was for me, it was important for me to see, for them to see the red line through everything. So then we started with this, and then when he saw all of that, the 2 men who were interviewing me, they said, wow, that's really simple. And I used that opportunity, and I could explain why it was simple, because that was part of my idea, my vision, and I used that opportunity to explain, and they thought that was pretty cool. So I also have like a kind of a square format book that I could print off. I will post a link under this video where I printed it off, because I could just buy one. It was for like 17 euros instead of buying like 50 books or 100 books or whatever. So portfolio, Jacob Ferguson. The front page is just an illustration of me. I could explain about myself. This is an opportunity for me to explain who I am, some things I do, some hobbies, etc., etc. And the next one is some drawings and paintings, just some stuff I did for my house, our apartment here, a banana, and a drawing I did for someone else. To the drawings, he started flipping through these really quick. I didn't have much chance to explain anything about them because he flipped through them really fast. So I was like, okay, should I be talking right now? But it just wasn't very important, and I'll get to that in just a second. Here's some drawings that we did for our apartment, some kind of creative things that I did with some spray paint or different types of mediums. And then we got to this part. This is where I designed a logo, and then he stopped here. And this is where he started using his time. And this was a logo I did for our church. You can see in the background a key aspect out of our city that I have in the logo, and some other logo ideas that I presented to the church at the time. We chose that one, and this logo and these cups are being used. And so I just took that cup took a really good photo of it and put that here in my design. And like I said, this is where he started spending his time. Flyers I've done for the web and for print that have actually been printed out for other people or for churches. Here's a flyer design for a workshop that was also being used. And a friend of mine who started his own coffee company or his mobile coffee bar, I helped in the main process of his logo. Later, another agency took that over and did the rest of it, but I could kind of show I helped in that first process, and some other ideas that I had that I have given as, when we were developing the logo. Here's a friend of mine who's starting his own business doing, redoing old furniture and selling it, and doing artwork and selling his artwork. Some other ideas that I've had for his logos. And then we moved over into like a main design that could be on his website, LSA Designs, and have like different badge logos that would go under that, and those could be like the main 3 aspects of his website. And then my stuff, of course, Wind and Water. I just wanted to show again my logo, my vlog on YouTube, and some design stuff that I've done. And here's a t-shirt design I've done for Wind and Water Studios, and that's what I finished with. Again, my logo being in their faces and for them to see that, and then my information, Jacob Ferguson at vivastudios.com. I didn't want to just use some email, whoever at gmail.com or whatever. So I've got my own website, I've got my own email, and that's always the first and the last thing they've seen. And I closed it, and they said, wow, we think that's great. Your stuff is actually being used. It's not just drawings or something you've done for grandma or a picture of your dog or whatever. And so maybe that helps you guys if you're trying to study or get into design school. At least that's what the feedback I got when I did my portfolio, and that made me feel super excited, and I'm excited to start in the semester. So if you guys have any experience, try to do things for other people and use that in your portfolio. That will be a major help, and I think that will impress them a little bit more than just some kind of drawing you've done for your living room or something like that. So if you guys have any other questions or want any other tips just about design stuff or working in churches or getting creative for churches, write me an email, jacob@vivastudios.com. And other than that, we'll see you guys in the next videos. Take it easy.